Foreign Minister S Jaishankar will visit Russia on the 8th of November to meet his counterpart, Sergey Lavrov. Significantly, that visit has been announced just a day after Russia carried out nuclear drills, and Moscow and Kiev have been accusing each other of planning to use a dirty bomb. Maha Siddiqui joining us with the latest on that story. Maha, the visit obviously coming at a very crucial point in the ongoing Ukraine war. We've seen this, or rather heard this alarming ratcheting up of rhetoric, but also the fact that a global oil and food crisis now looms. What sort of outcomes can India hope for from this visit?
Well, absolutely. The food and energy crisis are foremost on India's mind as well, and specifically energy crisis because around the month of November, December is when we are likely to see the G7 push for what they say will be a price capping on Russian oil, which essentially means that Russian oil would be capped at such a low price, and they are looking at a figure at this point, although it's not been announced, much lower than the current global crude prices, which essentially would mean that if there is an offtake of Russian oil at that price, it will cut the revenues of Russia, the oil revenues which the West believes has been fueling this entire Ukraine war or the invasion of Ukraine by Russia. A food crisis is an issue where India has also intervened, and then we have seen that some of the wheat has been able to, over the last couple of months, been able to move from the silos in Ukraine. But clearly these two issues really remain major for the entire world, and that is likely to come up for conversation between the two sides. However, it's interesting, Ankita, the timing of the announcement of this visit, as you already pointed out. And secondly, a lot of people would perceive that this could be a ground-building exercise for the possibility of a summit-level meeting between President Vladimir Putin and Prime Minister Modi. There is a tradition already of an annual summit between India and Russia. Remember, last year, Russian President Vladimir Putin had traveled to India for that summit. This year, it is supposed to be held in Russia. We still haven't heard whether that summit is going to be held or not. But mostly, if a summit is to be held, then the External Affairs Minister, the Foreign Minister, go for a ground-building exercise as well. But we are at the moment not clear whether that summit is likely to happen or not.
All right, Maha. Thanks very much indeed for joining us with those latest details.